asiqale like after matric ne angazazi bazothini pasa uqoma nangasapho isigela angayofense so after matric la machita gap year yeah thatha gap year and thatha la gap year na khangela isibani qhubeka athi yokuhlala endlini khangela isibani. So I spent like 2011 khangela isibani 2011 towards the end of 2011 September charge isibani player lapha eMontague Gardens. So and then I spun up for like 6 months and I found out when like into skills development is away. That's big on that thing. So I found out you can actually apply by a company for your studies, and then you have to choose something also and then you span up a company and then you can leave after that. So it had to be something within a company. So a lot of things, mechanics, so no so I can physics high school swag and I have taken because there was a college college figure apart and but I have a Porsche phone and pass so I did it for 2 years. I think on my 3rd year so the company was sold, and then the new people came in, didn't fuck with Luvuyo and his studies. It was a waste of money. So the heck, span. Very photograph man, I stumbled upon me photograph. Dive man, I mistake. So akanyipincha ubulungu. So ubulungu chitenkola nayo. So behlala between Pagumekasi KBC nase Kailicha. So but most of the time be Pagumekasi skokwana sakhe. So umjidayina phela stint overseas funa varsity nzizwe tutorisha ngizami akagqiba naye. And then he went into the time of multimedia. Yeah, so like he went via did a lot of things, man, but via live make at the time. Via going to internship live make, so so live make was like journalism. So we bala, do all those things. So Nchita, Wayenza Lloyd, and then at this time in period life and photography, you know. Fast forward a few years later, I think. So Bulungu Ngolala by sister walk. Man, so no. Who's say we are doing it? Time is a fortana. Yeah, fit. So I'm thinking the ways to do Minyami one, but no foot. I ask Captain Sashala. It needs. So it's busy man, like business. Classing was kind of my hands. So my important was the hours of doing. So I went. And I finally went. I think my first one was. First one. I think as a pal. Mbegwini. Was that my first one?
Yeah.
That was the first one.
It's like couch.
Yeah. That was my first one. Yeah, that was my first one. So I probably my first one I went it was to man. At the time they are and there's nothing to buy in before but Kalamini, most of the people are buying with casting stuff but no Ford. Profile pictures on Facebook. I'm not going to banana photo. I spent the day in Hanbamba photo drawing number and at the time and we were buying them take you about the line. I want much the photo and I fell in love with photography. So, and then we went, and then I skipped a few after him because they always happen on Sunday. So the Saturday and for Sunday, my email. Skipped a few and went. And then at this time, after I skipped a few, he said Kailij. And I spent the weekend in Pinjam Kailij. So I went to Wogqoyi and I went to the Eastern Walk. And yeah, I think that's like my introduction to photography. Like before that, like I didn't know anything or anyone besides the time I fought up on the cars in the year. It was like the time I why I fought up. So yeah, that's like my introduction to photography.
How did you end up being part of Iskeem?
Man, Iskeem now, it's like it's I always I say the pants now much like yo, you know, form this team, you wanna do this, just everyone was so Iskeem actually started by because Wogqoyi TP picnic. So Umanes was like the resident photographer. So he used to shoot like imagine a picnic on a farm. You're the only guy taking pictures. So he did that thing, I think for 2 years before Iskeem. So OTP, they had other parties that they hosted during the year, you know? And at the time, events photography was like, just like being, when I was in the industry, how much that specialized about when I sponsor shoot event. At the time, we were in jail, it was nice to have. No one was willing to pay money, but it was basically for time. So, like money because we also knew a lot of DJs and promoters, you know, so much them say, I'm again, you got tired because Zendas really had all the time. So I busy on Bulum. At the time, I think I had already bought my first camera. So I did this at Bulum, and I'm still working at the time. You know? So we like photography in just at the time of this or no charge. It's Barcelona, pass Fulltime only ways is $2, free, you know. And then as Yakura man said, born at Yakura, then we saw, he said, people actually liking these pictures and we taking these parties now. So we starting to get more calls now, like, even from people in Nabazi. One is like, nah, fuck it, charge them. Because you spend hours shooting them and you spend hours editing these pictures and you spend hours like sending them to people and And then the name Iskeem, he always comes up with these things, you know? So it was a conversation, Jesus. I think we were outside an event, quite cash that night. That's not what I know. And it's like a fit alone. I think we should call ourselves Iskeem Semicimbi. And then we laughed it off. Yeah, it sounds catchy. And then Kahleli Pan, tomorrow much it's busy. But Iskeem is 40 meters. So must be Iskeem Semicimbi once, like sharp, forward. And then started charging him. Wow, he's bad because now I have to come back from work doesn't mean being injuries, I'm just fine. We have a clip. So we battle for a time and then it's a quarter from there. We registered the company. You know, this is like, and Umane is funny enough had said that when he started in Iskeem, like as people, there's a big chance that you're gonna end up quitting your job with your photography full-time. Like I end my life about the expensive. You know? And then you said it jokingly, and then you open it to like, okay, sure. But at the time, like, for me, ngicela wazenza le right ngoba akanyeza lapho la dates imali yakhe iphela ngazo imali yeSkeme igcina isikhathi icwayisa siphela inyanga phela so bila hamba income ezisaidini so igreen but bantu ngeke isiphala sikhambani started doing like big things publish about ukharisha conference salon because now one is he started using like the network of people that he knows to sell his business because he saw okay the way easier and but now it's not so this is the gap. Then he started selling Iskeem Semicimbi to everyone, promoters, around the PR and companies, sell it, get jobs. I do. So this sponsor me, it was never like where I have to. This band is the share by this band. Then it's in 7 and put my offer 3 share the middle. So when I'm home, the free. Pa kumendlini iqaleni ayiwe bangithatha serious nabo because nami ngayithatha serious ayiwe nje azange be explain but it made sense when I started making money from it. Azange ngihlale phansi ngicacisela ba I used to live ngama ngisawufotela ngithi sifuna ngithi ngishaya but ngoba ngelimali ngiyabona ukuthi bangona bayibona ba oh hama singasayi mindini noma le bhali so ngiyini lahleke idukele lesibhali because at the time see like when this Iskeem like was starting to pick up like I was hardly ever home like especially you because me when weekends we party with this band ready mnayo alihazi ndio tena na national culture because I want to be busy but not that I'm busy all of hard this Iskeem when you were like at a peak like as it kids back to back do like 5-6 gigs in one day, one night. Because we started working with brands also, like brands the activator me like different like working parties with 5 a brand activating all our parties with 5 to a point where we have to like move sell about 30 gigs out and 30 out, we were that busy. Yeah. I don't know span again sharp.
That's worth it.
But yeah, man. But it wasn't like a tough thing. Or I was really like just about the work, like spanning, and put out the work, and then I want to be in my because they have a what thing like Iskeem because to everyone I've been dinner calling it count it's Iskeem I'll call it Iskeem and then everyone just caught on like the rest was history.
When you get the gigs whether on behalf of Iskeem or just when I as photographer, what are your rates? As much detail as possible.
When you rates the end of the because I started we didn't even know about like because the same like was in the man came after. So suspectly something can charge about there's charge but still but you also must understand the photography being your own it was serious anyway, especially by black people. So I think that's charge money. I think the hour at the time was like 600 or 400. Charge around there.
Is this Iskeem or as
well? This is like us. So
okay.
Iskeem like for like when you go to corporate, maybe teach. But there's Iskeem like the flat rate. With the side team or rate is there. So now you must understand but I want to my photo like you away the time do photo is a cast to be cut nearly 12 rand. I was photo So when you're out here charging 400 an hour on chat, you know how many hours on chat too? And I know better another question, but how go 400 hours, pictures, DNS. So we have to, before we determine a price, you need to understand like marketing, because marketing we need to like determine like, what kind of people are we trying to sell ourselves to. Because these are abantu like abasibazi wena uthi bayise bekunothi man awunam nto full-time man busy team I'm not much. So we have to explain or educate people on why we're charging as much. And it became like a tiring exercise because with every person that comes, we have to have a speech. So speech, take down camera. No. Speed lights, batteries. You want to break down. And then after all,
so is that struggle still the same today? Because at least now photography is a thing because of is that struggle still the same?
Hey man, like I think I still go on but now like on a different level because now the clientele has changed. It's not as hectic, but you still get those few people, but more it's different because the clientele is different, and then more with the clients that actually understand the shit. And also like they see things like as I said, the way being a call like that big. Photography, eventing, all this stuff. Being a call like as big as it is now, but so when there was I want to cover something from like an event or something. From region and how much. You tell them. We no longer have to explain the prices or the rates. You no longer have to buy the car. You back on a little for convenience what I'm 900 back. People still trickling. Because I've been explaining this thing for so long.
And you kind of know what your response is.
You kind of know, so you try to find the gray area and okay, hey, as in Singapore now, because I still have to get paid for this thing, so we'll be like, but hope we are changing. Also, like, I think what I got now, like personally, I'm at a place where if we take away, we come shoot a wedding, for example, come shoot a festival. You did the one for 15,000, down sharp, I'm there now, yeah, but because I've come to understand the value of the work that I do and the value that I'm gonna add to whatever it is that you're doing. Is there for a reason. Like there's a sea of other photographers out there, but to say go for a reason. So if you know want to pay me what I'm charging,
bars. That's it, man. That's it. With the event photography, right? And like you said, but Iskeem at their peak, right? So how do you handle groupies? Because now you must understand that you are popular, and with groupies comes it discounts.
The thing is, so uza uwe enangayeba chitala charge money I'm feeling jingo as a way. Because like I've done that, I've been shooting events for the longest time. So when I'm the artist, when I take a writer, if you know how to pay me, you must like when to show what you in the attack the guy. If you Japan, you try to make discounts. Sharp, and as a discount is a costa is week. That's how I got to that point where, because when I get there, I need to transport you and get there from the go. I'm going to make discount and I still have to for
everything else.
There's a bill over my ear, pan this boys and all that thing. Fine, sharp. ufuna i-discount sharp food nabantu kubetha ngalawo la ngqondo uze ngayo nami ndibetha ngayo kubi nguwe yabo kuba nguwe mfowethu khawenza nazi izinto ezifunayo.
What kind of photography are you into? So is it safe to say you are event photography or conceptual or fine art or fashion? What kind of, if you were to describe your photography style, where would you put yourself?
I really don't know. Because I think like because of how I got introduced to photography, the kind of work that Instagram did, like the documenting of everyday people's lives, that's where like my heart is. That's like the kind of thing that I not that I don't enjoy the rest of the other stuff, but that's where I'd say like I want to do more in that sphere where I like document everyday people's lives, everyday black people's lives. Our makers document their lives, tell their stories. One of my all-time favorite photographers, that guy. See what that guy does is something that now I need to. Because which like he series that he did, is his I want to say fascinated, but the respect that he has for the taxi industry. So he then saw the need to tell stories on things. Ungabole nabantu nje like ungabila ngebani say come here liphumamva hlale phansi talk to people, get to know them, you know, because like you watch like his TED talks and stuff, like you hear okay, about this guy really passionate, really respects these people. Like that's like and that the project which I think is one of like his biggest ever. The one for the campaign, which is like is a big shot. But when he started like at the bottom, like he told it's a sense against the work exactly that. Because which that can be pains for you environment on a daily basis. You can look at a few pictures and just talk about that. So that style of and the album and the album, so that style of like documenting boom of where you come from.
So top 5 from number 5.
That guy's a god, you know. That's
That's number 5.
I'm number 5. Give me number 5. Give me my top 5.
Okay.
So Bumelelo Mato. Neto, that's it, Neto Cleano. What else? Oh shit, TC Maila. Another one. Can I forget? Tseliso Monaheng. That's another one. This is like his mini Joe. This guy from Joe. Calls himself mini photographer. Because top 5 I made change a few years ago. It wasn't the same. So like as I get to like be exposed to this band's man, I get to like I follow him and I but tat and big on this pedestal, but I wanna because like they do different stuff, but they fucking own it's a space bagos.
When you look at things like top 5 photographers, what are you looking for? Do you have a checklist to this? What exactly are you looking for?
When I see like this person,
yeah,
I think there's this thing I used to see Nancy Ford. I like when you take a picture, you must you must touch something. Like, oh fuck, besides it being a dope picture, like there's this picture talk of black coffee like here. And then you can see like his facial expression, like you capture that moment perfectly. And then you see Neto, for instance, he's taking a portrait of the taxi driver, the emotion in the picture. So I'm not good with a way, so I don't have a checklist to answer the question. I don't have, but it's just one eye picture really tells, like, when it gives you an idea of what was going on before. I think because now when I take pictures, I look for certain moments, like it's not actually like photo. Even photo when I'm walking you up, I need you to set the certain, look at the camera certainly. If you're looking into the camera, look whatever. But there's a certain moment. Even if you take like 20 pictures, there has to be that one that I'm saying, yeah, what this one, yeah.
Who's Stifler versus Jimmy?
Why versus Fed? You are my cheater. I don't know, man. Like, Fed. Yeah, still Steve like that.
Why?
Steve from Fed to his but when like Fed to like I'm cheater like it like I'm scientific photography too. And crazy thing is but Abanaba needs like as much as it's slow and clean like Abanaba needs they don't even know but he got into this whole mess. Holy shit. And people always saying, yeah man, it's actually couldn't choose again for now. Like you are. Except I need someone to do this. I'm like, okay. But I didn't go about I was in trouble or something. And the people said, call this guy. He's your guy in Cape Town. So I told him, if I was like, now you want. So he's like, which the can us one sponsor, man. I really fun like it, dog. And he got man. And if I had a fun, then I'll phone him. Because I'm cheat like the same school of thought. I was like, as much as like these guys that do photography are different, but different one. So I always feel like if because call a real competition, I don't like that. People always like pinning me against them, like say, I'm an attack, I don't like that. So I feel like you are scientific photographer. Like I think I'm this good because of that guy. Because they are in but I'm this good because of that guy. Because I'm from the camera and I'm the camera. And it's all like simple stuff. Like, because we know that was a Muslim man. So, there's the shutter speed, aperture, the ISO. So, the way which done from Talawi, when it came to the ISO, and it stuck with him because what you go, but now I'm always tell the same thing. What you go, matter of fact, one comfortably, ISO like 800. Comfortable 100, I change. That's him, that's how he teaches me. Like, that's how he taught me. Like, even when it came to editing, I know where you are. Like, he has a way of simplifying things.
Easy,
and we love it. So he enjoys like teaching people how to explain. So I think I was fortunate to have actually been taught by the passion that he has, he instills it in you. Like we like to know my guys that he's trying to teach them, but say, now you just call and phone was call. Phone power. Something in front of Ford. You go in there, phones of Ford. Can you afford them? Next time, them so that it gives you options. Because now that him taking me to Easter walk was him giving me another option, which ended up being like the option.
Speaking of your passion, can you tell me what was going on?
I apologize, this was like, oh, Dilo. So this one, I think I was starting to do video. A lot more. I was like starting like to transition into shooting videos, editing. I don't think it was this before or after SAE. Because I went to SAE was for the guerrilla course or yeah, because I was dancing at a very many years and English. My time was like casework. Always like, so yeah, I ended up here. I think I was like shooting, I'm shooting a street pool as a cutaway.
Okay.
I have videos and stuff. I got by extreme. What else they got? That no hands and nobody making yaw.
Picture like I will make yaw.
Exactly, I would have done exactly that making yaw because I was probably shooting this UAY. That making yaw, I could have done that making yaw still.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was starting to move into video.
Are you still doing videos right now? You?
Yeah, I'm doing a lot more video work now because of Spain. Because now I do photography and videography full time.
You did some work with Mpendulo, right? How was it working with him?
Oh, that kid is crazy though. Tell you one thing, I'm like, and as the kind of guy that like there's no for that guy. I don't think why existing in like everything. The one thing is I was routine. I call it PPP. W's on band, F's on band. They are like almost everything that he does. He has found there. He has found his. Like it's always like constantly. He has evolved like into bigger, whatever. A bigger version, better version of himself. So now I get funny enough. Then I chose Ubulu was the picture of Ubulu. So like working with him was dope, man. And funny enough, like the first time I met him was on a video shoot. We were shooting a video of Kamandis. Calls himself Digital Someone these days. So we were shooting a video for a song called Moloma, shooting in town. And I met this guy for the first time. And the funny thing about that day, the Wednesday night, the Mandis, you know. And then I come out, I didn't meet Mpendulo at that time. So it's Mandis in town, and then it's like, say, I'm shooting my video on Saturday. If you can you pull through and come shoot like behind the scenes for me, you know. But I'll confirm with you on Friday because the guy who's going to be shooting my video said he has someone that he has organized to come shoot BTS videos, and that someone was me and Wogqoyi. Crazy. And he met him shoot, was like, there's Anna, like, and such crazy to shoot, like our last scene, they say Lloyd, I think it's C point Kingsway. So still we were sitting on the pavement in the window, so we're talking to it, and it's like the one thing, if we didn't get along, we would have never worked together again because like he fucks with vibes, like energies. Like if I be away feel it's like it's not like standard, like you can't like you vibe fine. He cuts you off. And funny enough, like to this day, like I always like go back to that conversation we had on pavement. Like, if you remember that day, like I said, like he's one of the people I respect the most, that kid.
Mpendulo versus Ofense.
Ha! Motion be all day. Tina, we don't realize the impact that made. Abaka.
Thanks.
We don't realize it. And it's not all of, like, he doesn't give a damn about getting praise or anything. He had that goal from the get-go. Even before he started calling himself Motion People, he said Mpendulo, he knew from the day, like back then, I'm gonna be this guy. And this is what I'm gonna do in order for me to become that guy.
So
do we realize Mpendulo made it cool, single-handedly made it cool for everyone to have a music video.
a quality music video.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before he came along, no one gave a fuck about shooting video. Reason not gonna go to NASCAR because they were more established artists. But for like this, even they didn't have time. Like even he didn't have time to go and learn editing softwares, learn how to shoot videos. But because of him, this is how the scene looks single-handedly. Not saying there's anything wrong with Uncle Scrooge. He's dope, but he's a big dog. I do believe like he's done like so much though, for so many artists.
You seem to be working with MOS quite frequently these days. How did that come about?
Yeah, I mean, Wogqoyi is one of the people that I met, like one of the many people I've met after becoming a photographer. Because I'm on this sponsor, basically, to put it simply, like I'm on this sponsor online. I was like, fuck, I need to work with this guy. First shoot I did with Wogqoyi on 2017. Because we've been saying, man, yo, we need to do something, we need to develop the keep down. It said, we need to work, sharp. So I think like a year and a half later, I was dropping a collection, and then he hit me up and said, some other pictures, because still like one of my favorite pictures to this day, like our first shoot in car. Because we had recently bought this lens in Magic. It's a Carl Zeiss fit. So it's 100 mil. The lens fit. I think it's a cinema lens also. Shot the thing on Mark 2 fit. I was cutting just beat that. I don't know Mark 2, no Mark 3, but the pictures fit. The quality that lens gives you, and also the crazy thing is that it's only manual focus. Much as I hated it because mine has a ball, so you can't use that thing. He hates it, so I'm like, it's going to be mine. Use it. Got some of the cleanest work I've ever done with that thing. So that's how I met Wogqoyi. And then after our first shoot, it was like an ongoing thing. Every time he was like, because he said it. After the first shooting, I sent him the pictures like, fuck it, no one else is going to shoot my shit. To a point where even a few months ago, I went to shoot his kid's birthday party. But yeah.
What's your worst moment we shoot?
When I was shooting in Durban, I lost a memory card.
For the whole gig?
Everything. To this day, it's the worst. And you shoot excited pictures, video, everything. Because I started working with DJ Lloyd as his photographer, so he's like flying all over the country and like shot in Durban. And then like after the gig, back to the hotel, exchange first flight out. So and the day, it was a Sunday, I remember. The day in the fill up, I have a shoot that I'm supposed to go to. That's the fucking boy cut. Not a boy cut. Yeah, that was the worst.
So I have to explain the situation about
imagine now, you can imagine now, like we shoot that one. You had to fly the Kakayobu to Durban, book accommodation for him. All this shit, when he tells me he lost the card. So I thought I'd lost my job over there. Yeah, I still that to this day. I think I in 2018 or 2018, yeah. Still the worst. So now I felt like it's the same thing with everyone. Like they find my work online. Like it's either being shared or whatever. So at the time, DJ Lloyd was looking for a photographer. And I get a call from his manager. His manager was also like, was my management. So at the time I thought maybe they want like to come, asked to come as this game to do this thing. At the meeting now, it turned out, nah, they didn't want this game, they wanted me. Then at another meeting now, it's where I met Lloyd. To this day, I'm saying Stifler. And also the second question, like, how is it to yoga? Like, all of them, he talked as a little shit, to me, like, this shit was surreal. Like, because I always looked at where I started to be on that level. It's fucking crazy. Like, you live like I always. And I can clean. My first time on an airplane was when I started working. And I didn't laugh at anything. It was more all. The thing was, we enjoyed it. As I sit down and would, I didn't do something. I'm like, that was the first time on a plane. But I was serious, yeah. Like, yeah, like, he was. But telling me, oh fuck, the quality, plane, so no.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so crazy because like this one we ask can see you like I look actually. Like nothing is supposed to come from a location. Nothing positive at least. So for someone like stumble on photograph. And I find myself like taking big shot in a flyer.